All right. What's up, all? JC3 here, the baller of YouTube, the general. Welcome to Topic Tackle times the NBA Finals and NBA Finals 2019 Game 5 live stream here with you. Thank you, everybody, for already coming out. This is going to be a good one in terms of a live stream. Tonight was a tough one in terms of just seeing the injury to Kevin Durant. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into how the Warriors somehow pulled off this victory, and we'll have a Game 6 on Thursday night, the final game in Oakland. And so let me go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and start. I have a lot of notes. I have a lot longer opening statement, but I just want to go ahead and play something for you here, some audio from my last video on Kevin Durant, and just kind of explain this to you. I called this video The Real Reasons Why Kevin Durant Hasn't Played in the Finals. This was my thought process after Game 4. And this is one of the points that I made, and I want to explain this before I get into anything tonight, so let me play the audio.
Second, I believe there's a bigger picture coming into play here. Like it or not, Kevin Durant cares about what you say about him to a fault, and knows that many fans and players have discounted his 2 rings in Golden State. This could be a power move on behalf of Durant's team, his agent, the people in his ear. Think about this. If the Warriors lose without Kevin Durant, this outcome drastically impacts his legacy and validates his rings with the team. It gives him a legitimate reason to return to the Warriors next season, to help them get back on top. Don't believe me? Alright, let's take a history lesson.
All right, so there was a little audio from my last video, and I just want to clear up any confusion that people could start to come at me now, maybe saying that Kevin Durant was ducking the Warriors, anything like that, just to basically validate his legacy. That was not my intention in saying that. I do call this video The Real Reasons Why Kevin Durant Hasn't Played, the first real reason that I listed. And that's just not a catchy title. I legitimately think these were real reasons why Durant didn't play. First one was because I think the injury was a lot worse than we thought it was. And although Bob Myers had a press conference, the president of basketball operations, he said the initial injury was a calf, but the calf, Achilles, everything down there is connected. If your calf is tight, it could even hurt your Achilles. And Durant had a strained calf, and therefore had an Achilles injury result from that tonight. He was not ready to go. So that was a real reason. Second reason why, here's the deal. If I was thinking that Kevin Durant was possibly not playing due to the injury, first and foremost, and because if he goes out there, here's what I'm trying to say. If I had the thought that this could potentially impact Kevin Durant's legacy, right? He doesn't play and they lose, showing how much more they need him. You know, somebody else in his camp could have had that thought, right? So that could have very well been a real reason why Durant was holding off. But what we saw out of Kevin Durant tonight, I'm happy to say that partly I am wrong on that. And I'm happy to admit that, because this guy's a competitor. A lot of us, a lot of y'all, I'm not saying people who are in the chat, but a lot of y'all saying that, Durant is soft. His move was soft. He's a snake. He's got no backbone. He's weak. It was a weak move. I've heard all of it. But what we saw out of Kevin Durant tonight was the ultimate competitor. All right, this guy is jeopardizing his future, potential future earnings, and he goes out there tonight and does that. Let me go ahead and read this, okay? This was a tweet by Rye Cole, and I'm going to paraphrase. Beaver damned if you do, damned if you don't. All right, Kawhi sat out a year because he didn't feel right. People questioned his commitment to the game. KD takes the bait, and Lord knows what we're dealing with now. Please be nothing serious, and it very well could be. Could Kevin Durant have been sitting out the first couple of games due to the potential impact that him not playing could have on his legacy, proving that they need him? That's not the point that I was making. I believe I was getting more at people could be telling him that, and therefore that could be influencing him in some way. I am not making any claim that he was personally ducking the Warriors. I'm thinking that people could have been saying, hey, you don't need to come back. Like, this won't hurt you if you don't come back, on a personal career level, it might actually help you. And I think that was the point. So I still believe, though he came back tonight, that was a potential real reason why he wasn't playing. What really is the need for him to come back if he's not 100%, potential re-injury, which we saw tonight, unfortunately, and if he didn't come back, who's gonna blame him? You know? Now everybody's saying he shouldn't have come back, right? So anyway, I just want to get that off. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because we saw, I started the stream a little bit late, and I'm going to get to all of your questions. I see everybody already, commenting, and I want to say shout out to everybody for watching that last video. If you didn't, go check that thing out. It's the real reasons why Kevin Durant hasn't played in the NBA Finals. That was obviously before tonight's game. We really didn't expect him to play, but he came out and showed guts and heart. I want to welcome everybody who's new from that as well. And like I said, I still believe those were real reasons at the time why Kevin Durant possibly was not playing. But the competitor in him tonight did not let him sit. And I just want to, like I said again, welcome everybody who's new from that. Thank you for tuning into that video. The video has, oh my gosh, what do we got? We got over 300 comments. I don't like to go over analytics a lot. This is why I don't even show my subscribers. Because I feel like in a way it could come off as braggadocious or pretentious, and that's not what I'm getting at. I just, you know, if you want to see how many views it has, you can go check it out. I really don't want to bring out numbers. I just want to say thank you. I'm grateful to everybody who showed out. We got a bunch of new subscribers, and if you're here in this stream, drop comments in the chat, drop questions, whatever you want, because I'm going to be getting to them. But before I do that, I want to just finish this up, my opening statements, and I got a lot to go over. So Bob Myers was the president of basketball ops. He had an emotional press conference. We rarely ever see this stuff, all right? He came out and took media availability from Warriors reporters. He said that Durant has an Achilles injury. It is different from the initial calf injury, but like I said earlier, result from that. Everything is connected down there. Durant, and okay, the reason I can say that is I'm not a doctor, but I have had not an Achilles tear or anything like that, but stuff go on down there before playing basketball, and it was due to just stiffness in my calves, not stretching enough. So if I'm not stretching enough and hurting my Achilles, then if Durant has an Achilles strain, then yes, or if he has a calf strain, then yes, that can definitely result in Achilles problems, and we saw that tonight. He made a move, crossover to his left hand from right, pushed off of that right calf, and it popped. All right, there's a slow-mo and zoomed in video, close-up video out there. You can see that if you want to go look at that. It's pretty weird, not good looking. Bob Myers also said Durant is the most misunderstood player, a good teammate, and we shouldn't even question if he was holding out on his teammates, and that is why I clarified my statement from earlier. I'm not accusing Kevin Durant of holding out, not playing up until this point. I'm just saying that people could have possibly told him, you know, it doesn't hurt you if you don't come back, and you know, it might prove that they need you. And tonight the Warriors still got it done without Durant, but his impact was viable. Okay, he scored 11 points on 3 for 3 from the three-point line in 12 minutes. He didn't make every single one of his shots, but he made all of his threes. And then his right calf popped, slow-mo out there, like I said. So he was getting walk-up threes. All right, the rhythm that this guy in, again, proved me wrong, because I thought no way he would be able to come back 100%, which is obviously, he got injured again, so that was true. But I thought maybe, you know, maybe a little bit of rust. I thought maybe you get some mid-range shots, he could shoot over people. The dude was swishing threes, like unbelievable, right? We want to talk about a pure scorer. Hasn't played since May 8th. Is that the date? I believe he hasn't played since May 8th, and now it's June 10th. So that is, you know, he's been shooting around, but no game time action. And the injury that he got was the thing that we were all scared of, right? Because it's like, you know, you make a cut, you make some type of move, doesn't matter if it's offense, defense, it's when you try to be explosive is when that stuff hurts you. But his spot up shots, it's like, you know, you can hit that, but it's tough to do being rusty. And he was able to connect 11 points in 12 minutes. 3 out of 3 from 3, hitting walk-up threes, completely in rhythm. He was playing at his pace. He wasn't rushed at all. That was very impressive too, especially when you come back after playing, not playing for a very long time. You can get rushed. He was playing at his own pace, his own speed. He wasn't sped up by the defense, hitting his shots. And then the re-injury, and of course the crowd cheering at it too, was classless. I just want to go ahead and pull some of that up. So this was from Ball's Life. Some awful Toronto fans started cheering when they realized Durant was hurt. Obviously, it turned around into cheers for his effort. But I've got to say, that really made me mad right there. Just as a fan of the sport, cheering for injuries is so Bush League. We can't be doing that. But something good that did happen, I guess, out of this is Drake consoling Kevin Durant as he walked off in the second quarter, visibly frustrated. I guess Drake has a Durant tattoo or something like that, so the man is inked on his arm, right? So he's been a supporter his whole life, regardless Raptors fan or not, and so that was unfortunate. And people want to call Drake's reaction not genuine. I really don't believe it. I don't think he was trying to sell anything. He was an actor back in the day. I don't think this was an acting job. I think it was a legitimate concern for his friends. So good to see that, especially after with those Raptor fans. Some of them, I'm not claiming all of them are like that, but some of them did. Real classless, and that's just something where I don't have any type of patience, and I don't have much grace for, right? I think there's forgiveness. Obviously, I'm not going to hold it against them, but come on, man. We cannot be doing that. We can't be doing that. All right, let's get into the game. The Warriors gutted that one out for Durant. Curry, Thompson, Green showed much resilience, the heart of a champion. And at this point, I just want to go ahead and drop everything and say I don't really know what to say, right? Like I mentioned in previous streams, my initial playoff pick, thinking at the beginning of the playoffs that they'd have Durant, was Warriors 4-2 over the Raptors. And now I'm really thinking, I put out that video, and this is something that I believe. I really don't believe the narrative that the Warriors don't need Durant to win these championships. And if they somehow pull this off without him, I mean, I'll be the first one to sit up here and say, man, I was wrong. But they still need him in this way in terms of making them an unbeatable team, making them an unstoppable team. They need him. They need him because they're barely getting by. All right, the team hit 23s tonight, and they won by 1 point. All right, you take away Durant's 11. Are the other guys hitting those shots? All right. Isaiah Thomas said that Durant grabbed the mind share from the Raptors and their fans, from the other Warriors players as well. So when Durant entered that arena, the fans and the Raptors were focused on him. The Warriors players, a lot of the attention that was shifted to them was shifted to Durant. And so that allowed them to play more free in the beginning. Curry and Klay, they came out great. They hit a bunch of threes tonight. Curry had over 30 points. Klay was in there in the 20s. There was a great comment on my last video. It said that the reason why Durant makes the Warriors unbeatable is because no one can be doubled when he's on the floor. And that really is truth. That's a brilliant comment, because when you have Curry, Klay, and Durant on the floor, you can't do the defense that the Raptors have been doing on Curry this series, a doubling, playing box and one. Like, you can't do that when you got the other threats like Durant and Klay viable to hit from three or anywhere on the court, stretch the floor. You can't just double some guy. You're going to leave someone open. And if the guy you're leaving open is not Klay or Durant, eventually, they're going to pass it to somebody else. They'll have to switch to that guy with the ball. Klay and Durant will be open. And so that was a brilliant comment by that viewer there, and I got to give a shout out to that. Now, I know I've been talking a lot. I had a lot to get off my chest. I mean, it was crazy. And sip that water. It was crazy tonight. I want to get to a lot of your comments. I already see this thing is going wild. I'm not ignoring you. We have the most viewers in here that I've ever had for a very long time. So expect at least like 10 minutes of comments. I'm going to just go lightning on these. Oh, wow. Wow. So this is pretty wild. This is pretty wild. This is pretty wild. I mean, let me first do a quick look at the box score. Obviously, it was good all around. Curry with 31, Thompson 26, Cousins. Okay, Cousins, I got to give a shout out because I feel like, in a way, I haven't been ripping on him, but it's been like, come on, man, you need to do something. And he had 14 tonight. Immediately after the Durant injury, he was inserted after looking early in the game like he probably wouldn't play. He was still fully suited up with the warm-up gear. He came in and provided a great impact. Almost blew it at the end of the game. With the unfortunate call of the offensive interference where he tipped in the miss. That wasn't really on him. I mean, it was a good play, but the call at the end where he set the screen, he was trying to screen for Curry coming off a curl, and he was called for a moving screen. The Raptors had the ball with about like 14 seconds left. Chance to win the game. The Warriors did a great team defensive effort to force it out of Leonard's hands. Eventually ends up in Lowry in the corner. He shoots the three. It goes off the back of the backboard, and there's game 6. Somehow. I mean, somehow. With such a demoralizing injury to arguably the league's second best player, the Warriors somehow pulled that out. And you know what? We got to give all the credit to their main guys. All right? Looney battled in there, and their reserves did great. But, man, Cousins came in, did great. Green, Clay, Curry and Clay, big shots late. And those guys are no joke. They're no joke. Kawhi Leonard had 26 on 9 for 24 shooting, though. He started to take over in the fourth, and immediately I started like, you know what? This may be it, because I don't know where the Warriors' answer is going to come from. Kevin Durant is usually the guy you throw in the fourth to answer those buckets. Throw him on ISO, he'll get buckets to answer Kawhi's ISO buckets. But the Warriors pulled together with a team effort, been able to get the guys open. Curry and Clay were hitting their threes. Clay got a wide open three at the end off of a smart pump fake. So smart plays, real tough shots. They were able to pull it out at the end. They were down by 6 with under 3 minutes to go, I believe. It was right at that point. Unbelievable. Let me get to your comments. I know I've been waiting on that for a while. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start, just go through these. I don't know if I can read every single one of them, but that's definitely the goal. We're sitting at about 18 minutes on this stream right now. I want to get it to about 30, and then we'll go ahead and get up on out of here. And I'll let y'all enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you back on Thursday. So, let's see. We got Mark Robertson. Shout out to my guy right there. All right. Speedy recovery for KD. I know that he said that the Warriors win was like a shot of tequila. That was a direct quote. Durant posted that on his Instagram, actually. And he said, yeah, it was like a shot of tequila, although he felt terrible. But I don't think his teammates feel like that. I definitely agree with you. They probably feel like they just got kicked. I mean, it's like Kerr said, you know, it's a joyful yet terrible feeling. Joyful yet terrible feeling. Yeah, Durant. So this was his exact quote on his story. Dub Nation going to be loud as blank for Game 6. I'm hurting deep in the soul right now, but I can't lie. But seeing this, I can't lie, but seeing my brothers get this win was like taking a shot of tequila. I got new life, LOL, hashtag dubs. He walked out on a walking boot and with crutches. So he will not be back officially. KD has an Achilles injury. Prayers, man. Absolutely. Super Cal. Mark Robertson, literally Toronto, just has to play the same basketball they did in 3 and 4 and end it. And you know what? They can come out with the same game plan of your box and ones, your doubles on Curry, basically throwing everything in the kitchen sink at him on the defensive side of the ball, and then push the other way, because the Warriors have got a bunch of guys. They got Durant, they got Looney. They're officially out now. They're probably going to play like a 7 to 8 man lineup, considering that they don't really insert McKinney unless Kerr pulls something out the bag, right? He can insert McKinney. He could play Bogut possibly more, but the Raptors are going to be running. They're going to be throwing that janky defense, as Steph says, on him. And so their whole focus can go there now. That is the Kevin Durant impact in essence. The start of this game, the Raptors couldn't do that, and they really couldn't recover from it all night, though they took a late lead. The Warriors players were able to get in a good rhythm because of the spacing that Durant provided at the beginning of the game, and he was hitting his shots. They're going to have to figure out, you know, what can we do this next game? Maybe they gotta spread the floor a lot more. They gotta just send people on cuts. They gotta play possibly a couple more players, like I mentioned. They gotta play McKinney possibly, or Bogut. Maybe get a couple fresh bodies in there. Jordan Bell, who knows? But just basically bring in a bunch of guys to screen for Steph and Clay and just take hits all night so they can get open shots. All right, you got it, because you don't want Steph and Clay working too hard for their baskets. All right, that's the Durant luxury. They don't have to work as hard. Kulu, I saw you here earlier. You're back. Thanks for showing out. Philip Hatfield, what can I say? Curry and Clay played well, absolutely. Philip Hatfield, I still feel like Game 6 is anyone's game. It really is, because, man, I'm telling you, it still is a 3-1 lead. Like, the Warriors have got a bunch of guys hurt. I keep saying a bunch of guys. The reason why I'm saying that is because it is two of their main guys, right? Looney has been a big impact, and Durant, obviously. But, yeah, I mean, we're looking at that 3-1. I mean, the momentum, who has the momentum now? It's like the Warriors should, but they had the injury, so it's like the momentum is sucked out, so it really is anyone's game. Okay, is your real name Josh Carson? It is. It is. Warriors won Game 5 by 1 point. Only one single point. And they had 23s. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That was from Kulu. Mark Robertson, no Durant, no Looney. Yep. Congrats to the Warriors from Philip Hatfield. Super Cal, are you a Warriors fan? I've tried to just stray away from the fan because fan is short for fanatic. I am an objective reporter on here. When I'm out of here, yes, I want the Warriors to win. Am I a fanatic yelling at the screen? No. I'm trying to think of objective reporting. So, yes, do I favor them? Yes. Am I going to trash Toronto because I favor the Warriors a little bit? Absolutely not. And so, I've never been a Golden State fan. I'm rooting for Toronto. Kyle Lowry should have hit that shot, though. It was tough. It was a great contest by Draymond. He came over there. The team defense was great at the end. We got a Go Raptors Game 6 right here. Hard being a Warriors fan in Toronto from Super Cal. That probably is. Like, it probably is. DC2K. Josh Carson, a GOAT. He spit facts. I mean, I agree with spitting facts. A GOAT, greatest of all time. I can name a lot of reporters who are probably better than me right now, considering that they work for like ESPN and everything like that. But you know what? I'm getting there every single day. That's my mindset. All right? Yeah, they may be better in where they're at, but am I a GOAT in my own mind? Well, personally, due to my beliefs, I can't do anything without Christ. But, you know, secondly, does he give me the ability to be the greatest? Absolutely. Might as well go do it. That's why I'm out here. All right. So we got, never mind, you mentioned it. Yeah, the Durant explosion, facts. There's just so much stuff going on here. Possible finish. Warriors, yeah, without the Durant points, Warriors would have lost 105-95. So there you go. Although, you know, making an argument like that, you don't know who else would have taken the shots that Durant would have taken and if they would have made them. Cody Johnson, does that mean Kevin Durant can't play basketball no more? No, say that so. He'll play again. I just don't know how long it'll be. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins was out nearly a whole year, and if this really is an Achilles injury, then Kevin Durant could be out for a very long time. And that is, personally, as I'm just thinking about that for the first time now live, very disappointing. I want to go, I mean, there's times where I'm like, I wish we could just have the simple days. LeBron James never getting injured. Kevin Durant playing. Every player just healthy. Every player healthy. We want that. All right? We want that. The Warriors won't have the KD boost in Game 6, though, from Philip Hatfield yet. Let's see. I followed you for a while. It's great to see this chat so full. Shout out Philip Hatfield, the day one right there. Absolutely. And you know what? Here's the deal. No matter how full the, what are we at, 25 minutes? No matter how full the chat gets, I still want to try to go through every single one. All right? Eventually, if we ever get to a day where it's just like boom, 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 and I cannot possibly go through every single comment, just know that if I had unlimited time, I would. Okay? I definitely would. In the last video, listen, there's so many comments on my last video, and I really want to go through all of them. And eventually, I might get to that point. But just know that if you comment, it is not ever underappreciated or forgotten. That is facts. I want to go through every single one of them. So, what else can I read here? 18 strong. Let's get 18 likes for Josh. Oh, shout out Mark. Absolutely. Roberto, congrats Golden State. Yeah, okay. Okay. Ryan John Balin, everyone, we should all pray for KD. If you're a Warriors fan or Raptors fan, we want to see an incredible basketball game. Please stop the hate on him. Let's just pray for him and let's see. I agree with that. Thank you for that message. You know, the thing is with the injury, I don't care who it is. I don't care who you're for or against. We don't want to see injuries. Basically, they can go back to doubling up Curry and Clay on the series is over. Mark Robertson, that is a true statement. Series could be over. The game plan definitely gets altered when you, like I said earlier, put Kevin Durant in there, the floor spaces. Golden State lose game 6 fast. Kawhi, game 6 going for 40 points. We'll see, right? Now, we don't want to let Kawhi off the hook here, right? Like this, tonight was a chance for him to capitalize, and I think we saw him step up late. Now, if you're a Raptors fan, and, okay, yeah, if you're a Raptors fan, you want to see him do that early. Like, let's come out and have that 10 straight points or whatever he did in the fourth quarter. Like, let's do that at the beginning, step on their throats and put them away, right? We want to see, if I'm a Raptors fan, I want to see Kawhi come out extremely aggressive. I want to see him pulling up from his mid-range, hitting his shots, attacking the basket, and obviously sticking with his game. But I want to see him do that earlier in the game than late, because he has that ability to turn on a killer mode, silent killer mode, and just put them away. And that's what Toronto is got to do early. I think for any road team, you want to jump on the home team early, get them down, and have them playing from down the whole game. Because every single game, it's been like that the Raptors have won. And tonight, Golden State, although Durant, with the injury, had to lead for most of the game, and although they lost at the end, they were able to regain it because, you know, they made some big shots late. But just having that lead all game, not having to claw back, it takes more energy to claw back. So that's the goal, really, for the Raptors. Get them early, get Kawhi going early, and get them aggressive. So let's see, I'm going to finish up here. We're getting to that 30-minute mark. Kawhi, let's see here. Props to Kyle Lowry for shushing the crowd while Durant was down. Yeah, big props. Big props. Shout out to him. And that is from, let's see, Utica Karsh. You got a Jordan logo, so I'll just say that. Shout out to you. They had a timeout. The Raptors coach is dumb. Come on, man. Come on, man. That guy was in Like Mike. He was the kid in Like Mike. Don't hate on him. All right? You ever seen that? You need to see that graphic if you haven't. Kawhi should have taken last shot. Gasol driving to the basket was a fail. I feel like he wanted to, but it was like a double team on him. Like, what is he going to do? He couldn't have gotten around it. Personally, if you're of like the Kobe Bryant mindset, you take that last shot no matter what. I feel like he was giving it up to probably get it back, but at that point it was too late. I want the Raptors to win, but not like this, man. Yeah, you know, that's the disappointing thing about injuries, you know, because it almost puts somewhat of an asterisk on you. Now, I'm not saying if the Raptors win this, that it's an asterisk championship. But you got to consider, like, you would rather beat somebody at full strength, right? Like, you would. A lot of people consider that Warriors 2015 title over LeBron and Dellavedova when Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love were injured. They consider that almost like an asterisk championship. And it's not. Like, they're not going to put that in the official rule books, in the official record books. They're not going to put an asterisk by it. But you almost look at it and you're like, you know, did they really beat them, though? And it's unfortunate because that might happen for Toronto. That might happen because Kevin Durant is that good. That one player being out could literally generate an asterisk on the Toronto championship in some people's minds. The series is over for the Warriors. That's from Dennis. That's you know, could still happen, right? Right, you know? Unless the Warriors come out absolutely hitting everything next game, regardless of the defense, I could see it happening. Dr. Philly Willie, Quinn Cook is so underrated. Teams better go after him. This series is over. Bell needs to really develop, though. I agree with that. And you know, I appreciate Philly Willie for coming out here and pointing out some of the role players. And we focus on a lot of the stars, but these guys contribute. Quinn Cook was hitting, I don't know if he hit a lot of big shots, but he had threes late that kept them ahead. Jordan Bell, though, like you say, needs to develop that just a mid-range jump shot, man. Just like a foul line jump shot. All right? We're over 30. Knew that would happen. You need to become a commentator. I am. But that's the goal. You know, we'll see where this takes me. And that's from DC. Thank you for showing out again, man. Raptors on Game 6. That's from Simply Me. Kawhi will leave Earth in Game 6. Dennis. The Martian, Kawhi Leonard. I don't really know where you're going with that, man. Is he going to jump so high on a dunk that he's going to leave Earth? Where are we going? Where are we going, man? This is worse than the Cavs in 2015. Tavon Terry, hot. I mean, not really a hot take, but I can see the correlations there. Curry had a good game. Yep. Kulu, way to point that out. Definitely true. And then I'll do one more. Tavon Terry. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on there. Anyway, thank you to everybody for showing out here tonight. We had the most viewers that we've ever had in a stream. And so shout out to all of you. Again, go check out my last video on why at that point Kevin Durant hadn't played in the NBA Finals. I'm going to be posting the next live stream Thursday after Game 6. See what happens. So we'll see everybody then. Thank you for tuning in. This is JC3 times Topic Tackle times the NBA Finals. And shout out to all of you, all right, for the support in the last video and for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Shouts out. JC3, out.